Spurge here. In this video, we're going to break down the Sedici Strada 3 Parlare edition. So this is going to be the newest version of the Strada 3. We've already discussed in previous videos a full breakdown of the Sedici Strada 3, as well as the Sedici Strada 3 Primo, which gets you Snell. This version is going to have ECE. Parlare means that it comes with a built-in comm system. This is going to run you around the $450 mark. The comm system that this includes is a DWO-7 Pro that is made by Sena, and the equivalent is going to be something like the Sena Spider. So this is going to be a mesh-only communicator. We'll get more into that in just a minute. For those of you that want all of the detailed facts on the Sedici Strada 3, watch our full detailed breakdown video, but I'm going to give you the highlights right now. So this is going to have a fiberglass composite shell, 4 different shell sizes. Extra small to small get a shell size, medium gets its own shell size, large gets its own shell size, and extra large to 3 extra large get a shell size. It's going to be DOT and ECE 2206 rated, 3 intake vents, 4 exhaust vents at the back, 3 pounds 7 ounces in the medium. So that is for this version specifically. This is about 2 ounces heavier than the regular Sedici Strada 3, and that's because it's got the comm system with the microphone and the headphones and the battery and the wires already built into this. So from a fitment standpoint, the Strada 3 is an intermediate oval fit. That means it's a little bit longer front to back, a little bit narrower down the side of the head, and it should work for the majority of riders out there in the American market. Now, if you're not sure as to how to correctly size a helmet for your noodle, you can always check out our How to Size and Buy a Motorcycle Helmet guide. And that'll walk you through all the nuance and detail of making sure that you find the correct motorcycle helmet to fit your head shape. So, the Parlare edition. This is going to include already out of the box a comm system, all the microphones, all the headphones, all the wiring, the battery, already pre-wired. So there's nothing you have to do but put it on and ride. So the equivalent here is going to be the Sena Spider. This DWO-7 Pro system is built by Sena, and this is a mesh-only communicator. Now let me explain that for a second. So you still have Bluetooth 5.1 to connect to your phone. So you can still listen to music, you can still make phone calls using a Bluetooth connection. But when you are paired up to other riders and you're actually communicating on your ride, that is done via a mesh connection. This is going to be Mesh 2.0. Now what that means is that it's a little bit easier to connect and to disconnect with riders. If you have somebody leave your pack and then rejoin, it does a much better job than some of the Bluetooth connections out there to allow riders to come back together. You're also going to get a much larger range of distance between units. So really what we're looking at here is a 1.2 mile range from unit to unit over a total of about 5 miles. Now that does mean that you have to be within line of sight of the other rider. So realistically, if you're going through the mountains, you're not going to get that kind of range. But if you're riding across the Great Plains, God help you, you can talk to a rider that's 5 miles down the road in theory. So as we're talking about the mesh connection outside of distance, really what you're going to see here is you're going to get a quick charge USB-C. So about 1.5 hours roughly is going to give you up to a little over 11 hours of ride time. And like I said, everything is going to be built in, those HD speakers, the microphone, and we'll just take a quick peek at that. So the Sedici Strada 3 does have the speaker pockets already built into this. And really the thing you have to kind of consider is whether or not you would want to potentially change comm systems down the road. Because if you're going with the Parlare edition, the comm system is already integrated in. There's no real easy way to swap this back and forth with a different comm system. And that's maybe one of the benefits of going with a regular Strada 3 and then adding your own comm system. This is really focused on simplicity. So you can see the HD headphones down there. And then I will flip it around to the other side. I'm calling them headphones. They're technically speakers. But you can see the microphone in this one. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the cheek pad all the way out. So one of the biggest complaints that riders have with comm systems is making sure that they're getting them wired up correctly, making sure that they're getting the microphone in the right place, and all of that legwork is done for you. You can see there's a boom mic already installed in here. All the wires are cleanly tucked away behind the cheek pads, and you have your speakers already installed in the pockets. Now, the only real downside to the Parlare is that should you break the unit, there's really no easy way to replace it. That's the one benefit of going with an outside comm system, is if you damage it, you can easily replace it. But really, from what we've been seeing with Sena, their comm systems have gotten better and better and better. And I really don't see any issues outside of rider error. Maybe you drop the helmet and it lands on the comm system or something like that. But really, this has become a popular option for people that don't want to mess and fuss with installing the comm system themselves. They want to just get the helmet, put it on, and ride. You can pretty much do that with the Strada 3 Parlare. You can pair it to your riding buddies, you can pair it to your phone, crank some music, and go out and ride pretty much straight out of the box. So, like we talked about in the very beginning, there's a lot of different versions of the Strada 3 out there. There's the Strada 3 base version, which is ECE 2206. There is a Strada 3 Primo version, and now there is a Strada 3 Parlare. The Primo is a Snell rated version. The Parlare and the base unit are ECE rated, and they do get that drop-down sun visor. So again, coming in around the $450 price point, this is going to be the option for you if you want that built-in mesh technology from Sena. There's a lot of riders out there utilizing these helmets, and if you want to hear more about what they have to say, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews, as well as read all the nitty-gritty details on what you can expect from this particular comm system. There's additional Strada 3 videos out there if you want the nitty-gritty breakdown on the helmet itself. And if you're still not sure as to what helmet is right for you and your riding style, you can always reach out to our customer service reps, and they can walk you through all the different helmets available to make sure that you find the right helmet to match with your riding style as well as your budget. I want to thank you for joining us for this look at the Strada 3 Parlare edition. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.